Hi, welcome to my crochet tutorial. This is Auntie Nat's Crochet. I am excited to have you here today. Whether you're brand new to crochet or looking for something new to crochet, you're in the right place. I can't wait to share my tips, tricks, and favorite techniques to you. Do click the subscribe button over here before we start. I have thousands of videos, so do check them out. It will mean the world to me. And today I'm going to make a simple bunny, a small bunny. It's not exactly simple because so happened I bought some of this fluffy yarn some time ago. It was on sale, so I thought I bought a few colors of it, and I think like most crochet addict, we would buy yarn first before we think of a project for it. So that's what I did. I bought some of this yarn and I couldn't think of a project to go with it because I find it kind of difficult to see the stitch. So normally I use it for corners or the sides, but this time I got an idea on how I'm going to use up this type of fluffy yarn. So if you so happen to have this fluffy yarn and just like me, you find that it's kind of difficult to crochet anything with this, because this I can only do single crochet. Even if I want to do double crochet or treble, I can, but you can't count the next stitch. You can't count, like, 3 single crochet followed by 1 double crochet. I just couldn't see. And when I feel, I sometimes might miss it too, and there's no way I'm gonna add marker at every stitch I made, right? So I came up with an idea that maybe I crochet something in normal cotton yarn, crochet something in the back loop only, and leave the front loop to add this on to make fluffy amigurumi. Do you think it will work? Well, I'll give it a try a little bit, not much. I think it would work. So, well, if this video gets to go out and you get to watch this, means it did work. Okay, now, oh yes, this is a 5-ply cotton yarn, and these are just fluffy yarn. I don't have the brand with me, I just bought it online. It is this fluffy, the type where it's kind of difficult to see what you crochet. And since I'm using this, I'm going to use a 3.5 mm hook. Actually, you can also use a 4 mm hook, because part of it you're going to use this to crochet. Maybe, if you're comfortable with 4 mm and you think 3.5 is a bit too tight for beginners, you can use 4 mm hook. But I think I'll use 3.5. So 4 and 3.5 is still good. And this is a 5-ply cotton yarn. So don't go any more thinner than this, because it's kind of too soft and difficult to put this through, I think. Okay, so I'm going to try with the bunny first. If this bunny works in this method, I might try more types of amigurumi. Or if you have any other ideas of what normally you would do with this kind of fluffy yarn, do put in the comment section. I would love to exchange ideas with you. Okay, now let the fun begin. Oh yes, besides this, you also need a little bit of stuffing and a pair of safety eyes. If you do not have a pair of safety eyes, maybe you can just use a black thread or yarn to sew the eye. So now I'm gonna start by making the bunny's head first. Let me see, where's the starting? Okay, here. I'm gonna start off by making a magic circle. I'm gonna curl it around the 2 finger, grab the yarn from the back and make a knot. Or you can just make a magic ring at any other method that is convenient to you. Now I'm going to do 6 single crochet into this ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you have 6 single crochet here. So now I'm going to go to the next row. From the next row onwards, I am going to work only on the back loop. Okay, work only on the back loop all around. So this front loop here, you will see 2 loops here. This is the front, this is the back. So all this front loop is for me to do single crochet with the fluffy yarn. Okay, so now the whole project, only this first row is just 6 single crochet into the ring. The rest are all on the back loop. So I'm going to do increased. Let's go to the back loop and do 2 single crochet. 2 single crochet into the same stitches and increase. Okay, let me add a marker on the first stitch. Remember, it's just only on the back loop. So at least you can see this line here. So all this line, we're gonna use it to crochet the fluffy yarn. So this is 1 increase, 2 increase, 3 increase, 4 increase, 5 increased, and 6 increase. So this is row 2. Row 2, after 6 increase, I'm gonna have 12 stitches in this row. Again, on row 3, same thing, only on the back loop. I'm going to do 1 single crochet. Wait, let me add a marker. 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to do increase in the next stitch, only on the back loop. Increase. So can you see all these lines here? All these lines are for me to crochet the fluffy yarn later on. So row 3, 1 single crochet followed by an increase. This makes 1 set. I'm going to do 6 sets of this. 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase. Now the last set, 1 single crochet and increase. In this row you should have 18 stitches. Can you see all these lines here? All this line. And now you should have 18 stitches in this row. And now from row 4 until row 8, you just do single crochet, no increase. From row 4 until row 8, you can still count. I mean, even you see this line, this is still 1, 2, 3. So I'm doing 4 now. So row 4 until row 8. Just do 1 single crochet into each stitch. I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of row 8. Okay, I've decided to add the eyes here and the nose. The nose is just 1 row away from the magic circle. I tried to put it on a magic circle, but it looks kind of low. So I want the nose to be higher. Try and get the biggest nose and the eyes that you can get, because once I add fluffy yarn all around here, the eyes will look kind of small like this. You won't be able to really see it like this. So at least it still look a little bit eye. So that's why you get the biggest one. If you get a small eye, the fluffy yarn will kind of cover it up. Oh yes, and for those who want to know what's the size of this, let me check. Excuse me, because I got mine in a package like this, so it has from big nose to small nose, from colored eyes to small eyes, so I do not really know what's the size of the eyes. Okay, so now let me measure for you, in case for those who just want to buy 1 pair of eye and you want to know how big it is. Well, I would say it's about 8 cm. Sorry, a 0.8 cm. See, it's less than 1. And the nose is about 1 cm. Yep, it's about 1 cm. This is slightly less than 1. I think it's about 0.8. Or if you have a bigger one than this, maybe 1 cm will do. Because the bigger it is, the better. Because when my fluffy yarn covers it up, you can still see a little bit of the eye. So I'm gonna lock it in now. So where do I place the nose and the eyes? Well, it's up to your discretion. There's no fixed rule to this. So long you see that this looks cute. Oh boy, it looks like a fish now without the fluffy. Once I add the fluffy yarn, I hope it will look more like a rabbit. Okay, I think the eyes should be in the right spot. Then you check and see if it's crooked, or is the eyes too far apart or too near apart. Then after this, I'm gonna lock it in. These are called safety eyes because it has a lock. It comes with a lock. So I'm gonna lock it in, and I'm gonna create the ear as well. We'll do the ear, sew the ear on before we continue with the body. Once we are done with the body, then I will add in the fluffy yarn from here. So slowly add my way. So in case if this is in the way, maybe I will pull it towards this side and go this way. Let's see in my discretion how I'm gonna move this to here. Maybe from here you do your next single crochet here, from here, and also not to mention the ear. The ear will look like this. I'll show you how to do the ear later, and I'm going to sew it here. So when I add in the fluffy yarn, I will also add the fluffy on the ear, and then to this ear, and then come back here, and then to the other side of the ear. It's just the back of the ear that has fluffy fur and not the inside. So it's up to you, your discretion. Maybe you want to add fluffy yarn now, before you sew it onto the head. Or you can do like me. I'm gonna sew first, then add fluffy yarn as when I'm going along. Because when I'm adding fluffy yarn, you can't go wrong. If you see a hole, if you can see this pink part here, the cotton yarn, if you happen to see the cotton yarn, you can actually do another single crochet at that spot to kind of cover it up. So once I start to do the fluffy yarn, there's no fixed rule to that. It's like watercolor or color pencil. You just color it onto that piece of paper. So let's see how. So for the time being, let me lock this in and I'll show you how to do the ear. Okay, now for the ear, it's easy. You use like the same pink yarn. You make a knot. This is just my habit of making a knot. Then you chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You chain 6. Then on the second stitch from the hook, this is the hook, this is the first stitch, this is the second stitch. Go to this second stitch and do a slip stitch. Then in the next stitch, into the next stitch, do a single crochet, then a half double crochet in the next stitch, and again another half double crochet in the next. Excuse me. Then you have one last stitch left. This last stitch I'm going to do a double crochet, and there you have a cute rabbit ear. See, it will curl like this as well, and see how it narrows up and broaden on the way down. Then you cut here to leave a long tail. Then I'm going to sew it on to the head here. This ear and this ear is gonna stick together like this, side back to back, like this. I want to do this before I continue to crochet, because once I add stuffing, it's kind of difficult to sew. So I thought I'm gonna sew it now. Okay, let me see. Let's do one of it first. Bring this side of the, let's see which, this one faces this side, so I'm going to, you see here on the head you have all these lines, so between the eyes, somewhere in the middle, I'm just gonna sew between here. I do not want to go across this line, because this is the line where I'm going to crochet the fluffy yarn. So somewhere in the middle here, this is where I'm going to pull the shorter end over. Then I'm going to pull the longer end. Not only will I pull it over, I'm going to make a few stitches to make it stay so that it won't dangle. Okay, so here, make sure it's still on the same row, so that this front loop will still be exposed when my fluffy yarn comes by here. Don't cover that part. Make sure that front post like this. See this front post it's still here. Make it go across like this, kind of secure it a bit, then put it back into that same stitch. I do not want to close up all these lines here. See, still have this line here and this line here, so it's just in the middle, just like this. Okay. Oh, actually I do not need a long tail here. Well, I can use it to tie it. Okay, this is the middle. So the second ear is easy. It's just on the same spot because it's gonna be side by side like this. It's gonna be a V shape kind of thing. Well, the other one bend this side and this one bend this side. So same thing. The balance of the yarn, you can tie a knot and just leave it inside. So this one, same thing, you just use back the same stitch. Make it go through the same stitch. Make it go through the same stitch. There, the ear like this. Oops, it looks so cute. I can now pull, and I'm going to go back to that same stitch. Oops. Make it go back that same stitch and just make a stitch to go through the whole ear like this. There, like this. Just pull, tie, and go back to that same stitch, and that's it. Now it looks like a dog. Okay, now we're gonna continue with the back. I'm going to decrease it, make it smaller, so the head is gonna go smaller than, again, the body. Okay, now to continue with our, continue with the crochet of the head. Don't forget, it's only the back loop. Don't do anything on both loops, just the back loop. So now I'm going to do decrease. This is row 9. Row 9, I'm going to do 1 single crochet. Followed by a 2 together. I'm going to pick up the back loop and this back loop. And pick up this back loop. I'm going to bring it through 2 by 2. Okay, it got stuck. Okay, 2 by 2. Did you see that? Oh, don't worry, I'll do it again. So you should have 6 sets of this. I'm going to do 1 single crochet, then a 2 together. 2 together means you're gonna make these 2 stitches become 1. Gonna do 1 single crochet, then you're gonna do a 2 together. Okay, it's kind of difficult. I'll show you the other 2 together. Okay, forget about just now that 2 together. I'll show you another way. You go to this first stitch, pull up a loop, go to the next, pull up a loop, and put through all 3. So I just make these 2 stitches become 1. This is also a 2 together because it's all on the back loop, so it's kind of difficult to do put through 2 by 2. So I'm gonna do this way. It's the same, it's still a 2 together. So I'm gonna do 1 single crochet followed by a 2 together. This is 1 single crochet. Then I'm gonna make these 2 stitches become 1. Just pull up a loop, go to the next stitch, pull up another one. You have 3 on your hook and you put through all 3. This is also a 2 together. 1 single crochet, and a 2 together. See, it's reducing. It's gonna fold in. Okay, so you continue with this. I'll meet you back here, and you should have 6 sets of this. Okay, I've added a bit of a stuffing. Plumb up the front part here. Later I can add more. So this next row, row 10, I'm going to do decrease all around. Because once you add the fluffy yarn, I wanted to show that there's actually the head, then the neck and the body. So that's why I need to do 2 rows of decrease so that it kind of shrink in, you know. It looks as if it has a neck and then a body. I hope it, in reality, it does happen. This is the first time I'm doing this, so finger crossed. So now I'm going to do decrease 6 sets, 6 times. So 1, go to the next stitch, always on the back loop. Then you put through all 3. Okay, so this is my first stitch. I'm gonna have 6 of this. You're gonna put through the first one, pull up a loop, then you go to the second one, you pull up a loop, then you put through all 3. That's why sometimes you have to see what's the circumstances to do which 2 together. I'm so used to the invisible 2 together, but now with just the back loop, it's kind of difficult, especially for beginners, to kind of put through 2 by 2. So it's best that you do it this way, or whichever 2 together that you are familiar with and you think it suits you. Pull up a loop, next, and you pull up a loop, put through all 3. And this is the last set. It looks as if we are going to seal it, because in normal circumstances I would cut the yarn and seal this hole, but I do not want to sew this to the body, so I'm going to continue from here. So which means the next stitch I'm going to do is increase. I'm going to increase back. So again, don't forget just the back loop, because we need all these lines. But in case you forget 1 or 2, it's still fine. but try not to forget. Okay, in the back loop. Oops, in the back loop, I almost forgot. Do 2 single crochet. That's an increase. So I'm gonna add a marker on the first stitch here. So again, go to the back loop. And do single crochet, and then again single crochet. So you see it's increasing. Now the third one, it's not easy because it's getting smaller. I mean, the hole is smaller, so it's kind of difficult to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have 3 more stitches here. Oops, only on the back loop. Hope you remember. Two more to go. Don't worry about the head. I'm gonna add stuffing again later once I've done this increase. There. So we have increased back to build the body. So this increase, you should have 12 stitches here, and now you can add more stuffing to plump it up because it's not really enough. Then for the rabbit space, if you want this 2 part to sink in, you can make a stitch. You can make 1 stitch here and pull, but I think I want it to be kind of round. I already purposely make it longer so that rabbits do look a bit longer on the part here. Okay, now let me add some stuffing before I continue. Okay, now we are at row 12. Row 12, I'm going to do 1 single crochet followed by an increase. Don't forget to just do it on the back loop. 1 single crochet. Wait, let me add a marker. This is the first stitch. 1 single crochet. Now I'm going to do increase. Increase means 2 single crochet into the same stitch. So this is 1 set. I'm going to do 6 sets of it. This is the last set. Excuse me. And you should have 18 stitches here. Next, I'm going to go to row 13. I'm going to do increase first. Don't forget, only the back loop. Do increase. Start with increase. Increase means 2 single crochet into that same stitch. After this increase, I'm going to do single crochet in the next 2 stitch. Increase, and then 1, 2. So this is one set. You're going to do 6 sets of this. Increase, and then 1 single crochet and 2 single crochet. Don't forget this line. These lines are for the fluffy yarn. Without this line, it's kind of difficult. And the last set, increase, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitch. So this row, I'm gonna have 24 stitches. Now the next row, row 14, I'm going to do single crochet in the next 3 stitch before I do increase. So this is 1, 2, 3, then I do increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. This is one set. You're gonna do 6 sets of this. 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, oops, 2, 3, increase, 2. And the last set, 1, 2, 3, and increase. So you should have 30 stitches in this row. So if you want to add more stuffing to the front part here, you should do now, because later once we do the decrease, you're gonna shrink, you're gonna decrease, so it's kind of difficult to stuff the top part here. So now for row 15 until row 22, you just do single crochet all around, no increase. Row 15 until row 22. I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of row 22.